He will not have a defence if Alonso can get that near to him. But there, look at that right front bouncing away, and it gives a tremendous vibration through the steering wheel. Everything is so rigidly mounted. But surely, let's see, the first sector, Alonso up 3/10 already behind him, so the gap will be down to 4.6 now. And the laps are closing fast, though. Where is you'd be there? Look, Alonso just nipping underneath. I think it's Jenson Button to put a lap on him. He's having to take all the risks through the back markers, but he's got to think of the championship. But he really can smell a victory now.
He certainly can. This is absolutely fantastic stuff. The 120,000 people, the official crowd figure, we've 112,000, I beg your pardon, we've just been handed for here today at the Nürburgring. They've come from far and wide. They've been in their camper vans. They've drunk their own way. So it's behind the VAR. Here he is, turning in now to the chicane. At the end of this lap, there will be just 4 laps to go, and the gap was 4.4 seconds. Alonso crosses the... Raikkonen, I beg your pardon, crosses the line. Alonso comes across the line.
Just about got enough laps left, hasn't he?
Well, we've seen defensive driving this season from Fernando Alonso. 3 times a race winner. Fantastic stuff for the last 3 Grand Prix. Spain, the last 2 Grand Prix, Spain and Monte Carlo, and in Imola as well. In fact, if you go back that far, he had to be extremely defensive. Michael Schumacher attacking him there. And this time, he's the one on the attack, and it's Raikkonen who's on the defence. There's Ron Dennis, the team boss of McLaren Mercedes. His foot just waggling. A little bit of excitement and tension there in the foot of Ron Dennis. And the sole of that shoe, you probably saw some writing on it. It says, "One small step towards victory." Such a McLaren mentality message there. Ted Kravitz, what can you tell us? Look at this tyre now, Ted. Look at it, the right front of Raikkonen.
And even more than that, you can hear it. Standing here in the McLaren garage, you can hear it when he comes across down the straight. Everyone else sounds clean. You can probably hear them in the background. They go, ew, ew, and then Raikkonen comes and it's brum, 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 brum. It is as bad as that.
Sound effects by Ted Kravitz. Copyright ITV 2005. Well, I guess Alonso can't quite hear it yet, but he will soon at this rate. He's now just
encasing. Oh, look at that. Just hanging on in there still, isn't it?
How can he possibly drive this car with the tyre in that condition? I mean, if you're on the roads and a policeman saw that, he'd pull you over, and quite rightly too. This is incredible. The man is driving at an average speed of 128 miles an hour around a racetrack with a tyre that has no place on a racetrack.
The lead down to 2.7 seconds now, and they're coming up to lap Montoya in the sister car, who's in P8. He is in a point-scoring position now, and now we get a good shot. Look at that, it's just moving around almost on the rim, the tyre there. So that's the big flat spot we saw him put on it when he was trying to lap Jacques Villeneuve, and it's somehow hanging on.
It can't last. It cannot last. Surely it cannot last. If he was to pit now, which would be the non-adventurous thing to do, I suppose, he would probably be able to come out just behind Heidfeld. He'd still be on the podium, but it'd be... I mean, is this unsafe?
No, you just got to keep going. If you hit the wall, you hit the wall. There's no chance to stop now. I'm just trying to look at the sectors, and he lost 4/10 in the first sector. He's a second down again on Alonso. Alonso's taken a second out of his lead, and now look how much closer he is. And Alonso with the full braking ability of that Renault. We are going to see a showdown in the final few laps.
For the second time this week at a major sports event, I'm shaking. I was in the stadium in Istanbul, I was shaking for the whole of the second half, and I'm shaking again now, because this is the most fantastic finish to a Formula One race. Raikkonen is under real pressure. There it goes, the tyre lets go. He just misses the VAR, and I said he should have pitted. I told you he would have got a podium if he'd pitted, instead of which he's going to get absolutely nothing. Ron Dennis can't believe it. The racer in Raikkonen wanted the victory. He wanted to stay out there. The common sense man said bring him in. They didn't do it. Alonso's going to take another 10 points out of him in the World Championship, and there's a smile underneath that Spanish crash helmet, because Alonso is going to win the European Grand Prix, having not had a sniff of it for the whole race.
And when it went big, didn't it? Took the suspension with it, but they need to pull these points back on Alonso. They had to take them, the racer's gamble. They had to do it, and that's very reminiscent of when Mika Häkkinen had a failure, similar failure. Just about took Jenson Button out of the race, but missed him. Button moves up to P10, Coulthard up to P4 then, and well, I don't know. Analysis will say yes, you should have changed it.
Of course you should have changed it. It would have been 6 points versus no points. Maybe that's just, I'm not a racer and you are, but last lap you don't come in for a pit, but that looked dangerous to me, and well, there we go, it's off.
Yeah, The tether's doing a good job to keep it from bouncing across Raikkonen's head, so Alonso leads comfortably then from Heidfeld. Barrichello still trying to put Heidfeld under pressure. A lot of debris on the racetrack.
And through to complete a very unlikely victory comes Fernando Alonso. He hunted down Raikkonen. He has his 4th Grand Prix victory of this extraordinary 2005 World Championship. He loves it. He absolutely loves it. The 5th win of his brief career.